I'm wrangler and moderator of the unofficial official panel. And of course we have Wendy Pini. And David Greenlee. I want to get this one.
It's like time is still.
I'm very loud, so you know. I don't know.
Do you mind if I sit here? So I can get over Thank you.
So this is a casual panel. So we need casual questions. They're really laid back guy.
Actually, the idea is, the idea was there are so many reminiscences and anecdotes about experiences with the show, especially from this one. And you probably have quite a few too. And even though I was peripheral in the sense that I did the graphic novels, each graphic novel took 2 years. It took a year to do. So all in all, I was connected to the show and a lot of what was going on there for 2 years. So I have my own anecdotes.
You knew things that we didn't know before we knew what we needed to know. So, you know, and I'll take a moment to say that when I found out Wendy Pini was doing the graphic novel, I was so happy because I loved ElfQuest, and I knew that she would be drawing me, and that's still one of my, you know, it's funny because we just recently got the DVDs, so kind of for all time when I meet people who haven't seen the show and it comes out, you know, my checkered past, I pull out the graphic novel and I say, oh yeah, and I say, see, do you see, I was a character in a Wendy Pini graphic novel. And so you can see that I actually was an actor. And now I have the DVDs and I can show them too, and some of my new friends have been quite impressed, but it was, the graphic novels were a total highlight for me. Just truly.
Oh, well, this, you know, and it was wonderful to, we were talking at lunch about archetypes and about how Mouse is such an archetypal character. He is the artful dodger, and going back to the Platonic archetype, he is the puer aeternus, which means eternal child or eternal boy. And the way David portrayed the character was just pure poetry. He didn't speak the role, he sang the role. And he had that wonderful voice, and he was always 6 thoughts ahead of what he was saying, so the words couldn't come out fast enough. But he did all of that by instinct. We were just talking about that. It was an amazing, amazing performance.
I really appreciate that. You know, that means a lot, and I love it when people talk about my voice, because I was on a show with some of the greatest voices that have ever graced a screen. And we were a vocally strong cast, and I had somebody once tell me that this whole thing, this vocal theory that they had, I can't remember it clearly, that had to do with how your voice, each voice vibrates from an organ in your body to an organ in someone else's body. And so somebody can be liver to kidney. And they said on Beauty and the Beast, everyone was heart to heart. All the voices were heart to heart. And each one very distinctive. This person thought that our show was absolutely brilliant. It was completely based on the sound of everybody's voices. They didn't pay any attention to anything else. And I really loved that, because I worked hard on vocal. I always felt it was strength of mine. So I like, you know, it's complimented, and especially, you know, working with people like Ron and Roy and Linda and Tony J, the voice of all time.
I have a story about Ron Perlman's voice. On the second day I was on the set, see, what happened was, once First Comics nailed down the license for the graphic novel, the first graphic novel, which is called Portrait of Love, I told them, well, you got to send me to the set. I mean, I'm not just going to copy photographic stills that Republic Pictures sends me. I want to try and not so much capture photographic likenesses of the actors as I want to capture the emotion and movement, and I need to see them in person. So they were very good to me, and they sent me out to Hollywood for a week. And I'm following the actors around on the set, and they're wondering who the heck this person is and what they're doing, sketching with this pencil. And I got to have lunch in the, remember the commissary? You know, just tables laden with all kinds of fruits, and you know, it was fabulous. And Ron Perlman would not get out of costume to eat. So you have to imagine Vincent sitting at a table in full regalia, eating Chinese and bitching about the Mets because he didn't like how they were performing that day. and he's you know, he's getting the noodles into his mouth, and I don't know how he's keeping the makeup clean. One thing I have to say about that makeup, and I know you'll back me up on this, is the closer you got to Vincent, the more real he was. There wasn't a seam. It was so spooky and so astonishing. You would just, you know, you'd be looking for some trace of it not being a real creature, and there was none. It was just, okay, so you go home very weirded out.